I was wrong. So in the first political video I made on this channel, I talked about what I would do if I was Trump. A lot of those points still hold true, but I need to recalibrate my point now that I have cards on the table. I spent the last month in a psych ward or psych hospital because I was going through a depressive episode. So the only sources I had, like from the start, first 2 weeks of the war, was CNN, MS Now, and Fox, which I thought I could triangulate the truth. But independent sources have put me onto some information that, so basically my thought for regime change war, we'd either need a coalition force with like a bunch of allies, and the CRINC countries are not gonna join that force just because it's too much of a good win. They're getting too many narrative wins on this. The globe seems to be spiraling into one-story states more because of the Iran conflict. And let's get to some numbers. I thought that I was working under the axioms, like, or the assumptions that 80% of the people in Iran didn't like their government. We could get away with like 100,000 soldiers' foots on the ground and to tumble the regime, and that the Trump administration was aiming for regime change. I've been out for like 4 days now, but I haven't been plugged into much news. I finally watched a bunch of independent sources, Kyle Kalinske. I'm trying to think of that CIA guy where they make the videos of his voice go like this, and when you say something, his voice goes like this, and just independent sources like that. And I think that regime change will come. I did see this on NBC. If we get rid of enough of the military and police hardware, we have to. They didn't say this, but this was kind of you don't do this without doing this. Armed rebel militias, and the day after the war, the top 10 to 20% class of like their richest people and their most powerful military advisors will be like, we can't keep going on with a theological government this radical and this committed to killing itself over politics, and that's our hope for regime change. So yeah, I was wrong, and I'll be less wrong in the future because I'm now plugged into. I referred to in that first video us as a two-story state. With the internet, we're really more of a three-story state, where the left wing's perspective, the right wing's perspective, and then we have the internet that people are allowed to speak freely on. So they're kind of the middle ground. And with those three, I think I can triangulate the truth a little better. Peace.